Growth spurts are really common when a baby's 2 to 3 weeks old, 4 to 6 weeks old, and then again at like 2 months, 3, 4, 6, 9, and 12 months of age. Basically, babies grow very rapidly during the first year of life, and you might notice that during growth spurts, your baby becomes a little more fussy and wants to eat more, and this pattern may continue for about 3 to 5 days, and then they go back to their regular routine. Sleeping habits and eating habits. But if you're noticing that your baby wants to eat more frequently than they have been, and it's around these ages and stages, then it may very well be a growth spurt, and you should actually encourage more frequent feedings because your baby needs it. They need these extra calories to grow. If you're nursing your baby, this is actually also the way that your body gets the message that it needs to make more milk, because if you think about it, during the first month of a baby's life, you make about 2 to 3 ounces every 2 to 3 hours or so, some a little more, some a little less. And by the time the baby's like 5 to 6 months of age, you're making 4 to 6 ounces every 3 to 4 hours. And your body gradually increased the amount it was making as your baby went through growth spurts and nursed more frequently. And the more often the breast is emptied, the more the body gets the message that it needs to make more milk. And so when a baby goes through a growth spurt and they nurse, like say every 2 hours, when your body's been used to nursing every 3 hours, all of a sudden it bumps up supply. And this meets your baby's needs as well as preps your body to meet their needs going forward as they grow and demand more calories and nutrients. If your baby's not sleeping well at night through growth spurts because they want to eat more frequently, try tanking them up during the day. So if you are used to feeding your baby every 3 to 4 hours, then nurse them every 2. I call it the pitcher principle, Pitcher. Think of your baby needing a whole pitcher of milk in a 24-hour period. And if you only give them half of it during the day, they're going to need the other half at night. So if you give them the majority of it during the day, they won't need as much at night. So again, you can try tanking them up during the day, especially during growth spurts, to see if this makes a difference. And after 3 to 5 days or so, they should start to resume normal sleeping habits again and eating habits. But sometimes they get into bad habits during the growth spurts because if they get up at night and want to eat more, we respond to that, we feed them, and then it actually encourages nighttime wakings and they may get into a bad habit. So if after about a week or so you're finding that your baby is waking up at night when they've previously been sleeping through the night, you can try sleep training to get them back onto a regular schedule. And this basically involves letting them cry and learn how to self-soothe and to go back to sleep without help from you. So it does pull at your heartstrings. It is hard to hear them cry, but they need to learn that they don't get what they want most when they cry, which is you, or an extra feeding if they don't need it. And so there's a couple of different approaches. One is just letting them cry for as long as you're comfortable with it. And, cameras in your baby's room these days have been a game changer because you can actually see them and make sure that they're okay. They're just kind of whining and crying because they want you, but they don't have immediate needs. They're not sick. If you feel like you need to go in and check on them, by all means do so. Especially if you feel like they might be sick or they're teething or they just might have extra needs. But if all they're looking for is a little bit of comfort so that they can go back to sleep, resist the urge to do it. You can let them cry. It's not going to hurt them, and it's just going to pull at your heartstrings a little bit, but it will be okay. And if your persistence will pay off after about 3 to 4 nights of being vigilant and not going in your baby's room and just letting them cry themselves back to sleep, they will learn how to self-soothe and stop crying and go back to sleep on their own. It's actually magic. It works, but there are some babies that are more persistent than others. Sometimes it takes a few more days, even an extra week or 2 of persistence. Now, there is a more graduated approach. If this seems a little bit harsh, you can give it 5 or 10 minutes before you go in and check on your baby. And then when you go in the room, just gently touch them on their head or their tummy to reassure them that you're there, but resist any and all urges to talk to them, pick them up, soothe them, cuddle them, rock them back to sleep, turn around and walk right back out of the room. Some babies respond well to this. Others, it just makes it worse because they saw you and they get more upset because you didn't pick them up. So you can decide which method is going to work for you. But if you do choose the more graduated approach, give it 5 to 10 minutes before you go in their room, go in and reassure them that you're there and leave the room. The next time, wait about 15 to 20 minutes. The next time, wait about 30 minutes. The next time, wait about 40 minutes. And again, you have to be persistent and consistent about this for at least 3 to 4 nights, sometimes a week or a little bit longer, and then your baby will learn how to self-soothe. Through it all, the most important thing is that your baby's happy, healthy, and gaining the appropriate amount of weight. So if you ever have concerns about your baby eating more frequently, definitely start watching the number of wet diapers that you're seeing, the number of dirty diapers you're seeing, and you can take them to the pediatrician's office and talk with them about their weight. And if the doctor says that they're gaining the appropriate amount of weight, they're having at least 6 wet diapers a day and regular bowel movements, then chances are whatever they're getting is enough, and that can be reassuring to you. Good luck with everything, and if you have more questions in the future for me, feel free to ask them on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Intermountain Moms, and recommend us to your friends and family too.